Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. My name is Asher. Today we're doing something a little bit different than what I usually do. With all the different first-person shooters coming out this month in May, I wanted to put a little bit of a buyer's guide together to kind of showcase each one, give a few pros and cons, and serve as a little bit of just a tool so you guys could make the choice that would fit your needs the best. Let's kick this thing off, shall we? The first game we have here is going to be Battleborn. It is being developed by Gearbox and being released on May 3rd. These are the same guys that brought you Borderlands, and you can definitely tell by playing Battleborn it has their sense of humor in it for sure. This is going to be more of a Dota League of Legends style type of gameplay where you have creeps coming down the lanes, you have to defend your base from them, and you have 5-on-5 action. The complex nature of the multiplayer in Battleborn might lead a few people astray because it's not going to be for the faint of heart. This is going to be a little bit more difficult than most of your shooters out there, but with that being said, it's also more rewarding. When you get a kill in Battleborn, you know you actually worked for it, and it just makes it feel that much more satisfying when you take somebody out. Also, being a $60 release, it's going to be competing with the other two, and I feel like this is going to be one for those who want a little bit more depth to their gameplay, maybe something a little bit different that they haven't tried before. It's definitely fun, and I enjoyed my time with it in the beta quite a bit. I think the beta was a very good representation of the final product, so the full-length video that I did kind of showcases it more. It features 25 different unique characters in which you cannot switch between once you first start out with them. You're stuck in that role, so make sure you choose wisely based on what your team needs and based on what you like to play the most. This will be the first Dota-esque game that has ever graced consoles to my knowledge, so I'm very curious just to see how the console gamers really react to a game like this. It's going to be an interesting experiment for sure. For those of you who like taking down baddies with a buddy, Battleborn does feature a co-op campaign mode to go along with the multiplayer. Alright, so our first contender trying to shake things up and do it a little bit differently, but the next one definitely my old school fans are going to appreciate the most. Doom by id Software and published by Bethesda, available May 13th for $60. Trying to remake an old classic like this is never easy, and they are not following the original Doom formula at all. This new iteration of Doom has added custom loadouts, has added hack modules to the game, has added all sorts of stuff, even a rocket shooting demon. But that doesn't mean it's not fun. The multiplayer in Doom is still fast-paced enough to be considered an arena-based shooter, although not quite as fast as your Quakes or your original Dooms or Unreal Tournament. It's still got enough speed to keep you guessing. Some of the changes that they've made may not gel with a lot of people, but that doesn't mean that it's always going to be a bad thing. This had the least amount of information to go off of because the open beta did not have everything implemented. It did not have the campaign implemented at all, and there are supposed to be a ton more weapons that are added, as well as different maps and even a map editor, and also some different pickups and things like that. So keep that in mind before you purchase this one, that everything we've seen to this date is not complete. With that in mind, Doom is definitely going to be for those who like a more simplistic multiplayer experience. You go in, you blow stuff up, you turn into a demon, and you ravage the entire enemy team. While fun for you, probably not so much for them. The campaign mode is definitely going to be of high appeal to a lot of people, especially your single player shooters, and I think that's going to carry this one more than anything else. Doom is trying awfully hard to hit that nostalgia bone, and although I love me some blood and gore and violence in video games, it just makes my heart flutter with joy and anticipation of the next kill. Our last game doesn't really have any violence like that to speak of, yet it manages to be fun all on its own. Overwatch, being developed by Blizzard Entertainment, releasing on May 24th. This is coming from the same guys that you know for StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, and Diablo. And now they're coming out with their own first-person shooter? Well, they show that they know what they're doing just fine, and Overwatch shows this in droves. It is fantastically fun. It has no campaign mode to speak of, but it doesn't need it. The team-based multiplayer aspect of Overwatch has been compared to Team Fortress 2 quite a bit, and I can see why. However, there are 23 classes in Overwatch, way more than Team Fortress 2 ever thought about having. The style of the characters that are in this, they kind of give their own backstory, so you don't really need a campaign to flush that out, although Blizzard has tried to give them a little bit of their own stories in these videos that they've been releasing. You have 6-on-6 combat in a couple of different game modes, and each character is so unique that you're bound to find one that you tick with. This game is not only for the hardcore and the elite when it comes to first-person shooters, because of the class systems that they have and the mechanics and how they work. Someone who's never played a first-person shooter can pick up Overwatch, and there are characters in here that will meld with them because they don't take a lot of the skill and precision that a shooter character would take. You can run around and heal in your teammates and you'll be of great value while still being able to have fun on your own, because not everyone's just going to be pummeling you into the ground. And trust me, if there's anything that I know, it's that we like to protect our healers. We don't like to die. Available for $40. I tip my hat to you, Blizzard. You've done it again. So there you have it, folks, and now time for a little recap. Battleborn, developed by Gearbox, a complex multiplayer experience featuring a co-op campaign, and is a $60 release. Doom, developed by id Software, featuring a 13-hour campaign with an arena-based multiplayer system, also a $60 release. And Overwatch, a Blizzard-developed game with a team-based multiplayer system, no campaign mode, and is a $40 release. All three of these games are awesome, and that's why I wanted to put together this video, because all three of them combined is a total of $160, and not everyone can drop that. So each one is unique in its own way, and it's really going to depend on what you want to play and what you want to get out of your game. So I'm putting annotations on each one of these so you can watch my full length review of every single one of them, and you can decide which one that you like the most. Until next time, guys, my name is Asher. Take it easy.